Why older adults keep waking up at 3 a.m. and what it really means for your health and sleep. Hello, friends. I'm truly thrilled to sit down with you today, and dive into a topic that's close to my heart. And, if I'm guessing right, it's close to yours too, especially if you've ever found yourself blinking awake at 3 a.m., staring into the stillness of the night, wondering why sleep seems to slip through your fingers. As a doctor with decades of experience in medicine and a deep, burning passion for helping people understand their bodies, I've seen this question pop up time and time again: why do so many older adults wake up around 3 a.m., and what does it really mean? It's not just a quirky habit. It's not a sign of getting old. No, there's real science here, and, dare I say, a touch of human magic too. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 powerful reasons why this happens, weaving together the latest medical insights, real-life stories, and practical wisdom, to help you not only understand these early wake ups, but embrace them as part of your journey. This isn't about quick fixes or blaming your body. It's about listening, really listening to what it's trying to tell you, and finding ways to feel more rested, more connected, more at peace. By the time we're done, you'll see those 3 a.m. moments in a whole new light. You might even discover a few tools to sleep better, and live fuller. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's explore this together. I promise, it'll be worth it. Reason 1, the melatonin mystery: why your body's clock keeper slows down. Let's start with something foundational: melatonin. If you've never thought much about this little hormone, you're not alone, but oh, it's a superstar when it comes to sleep. Picture it: melatonin as the gentle conductor of your body's sleep-wake symphony, signaling when it's time to drift off, keeping you in that restful state through the night. In your younger years, melatonin flowed like clockwork. You'd hit the pillow and it'd carry you through hours of deep, uninterrupted rest, waking you only when the sun peeked over the horizon. But here's the thing: as we age, that melatonin production starts to taper off. It's not dramatic, no sudden drop, but a slow, natural decline, enough to change the game. By the time you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, your body might be making half the melatonin it once did. That's not a failure, it's just biology, shifting gears. So, what happens? You might still fall asleep easily at 9 or 10 p.m., especially after a cozy evening, but around 2 or 3 a.m., when that melatonin level dips too low, your brain gets the memo: hey, maybe it's time to wake up. No alarm clock. No nightmare. Just your internal chemistry, nudging you back to alertness. I've seen this play out with countless patients. Take Harold, a 72-year-old retired teacher I met a few years back. He'd always been a solid sleeper, proud of his ability to snooze through anything. But lately, he'd wake up at 3:15 a.m. sharp as a tack, lying there, wondering why his body wouldn't cooperate. At first, he thought he'd done something wrong: too much coffee? Not enough exercise? But when we dug into it, we realized his melatonin was simply running on a leaner supply. The kicker? Even tiny bits of light like the glow from his bedside clock were making it worse, suppressing what little melatonin he had left. Here's where it gets empowering. Once Harold understood this, he stopped fighting himself. He swapped out his glowing clock for a dim one, hung blackout curtains, and started winding down with a short evening walk instead of scrolling on his phone. Did it stop the wake ups entirely? Not always. But they happened less often, and when they did, he'd roll over with a smile, knowing his body wasn't broken. It was just aging like a fine wine, needing a little extra care. What's fascinating about melatonin isn't just its decline, but how sensitive it becomes as we age. Studies like one from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism show that older adults are more vulnerable to light's melatonin-suppressing effects. Even a sliver of street light sneaking through the blinds can tip the scales. And it's not just light: temperature, noise, even the position you sleep in can amplify this shift. Your body's still doing its job, just with a lighter touch. So if you're waking at 3 a.m., feeling that quiet alertness, don't despair. It might be your melatonin waving a little white flag asking for support. Try darkening your room, cutting screen time before bed, or even chatting with your doctor about low-dose melatonin supplements. Research shows they can help older adults without major side effects. This isn't about forcing sleep, it's about partnering with your body's natural rhythm. And trust me, there's something beautiful in that. Reason 2, advanced sleep phase, when your clock resets itself. Now let's talk about something that might feel oddly familiar, the way your sleep schedule seems to creep earlier and earlier. Ever notice how you're yawning by 8 p.m., or nodding off during that late night show you used to love? That's not just fatigue, it's your circadian rhythm, pulling a sneaky move called advanced sleep phase. As a doctor, I've watched this unfold in patients time and again, and it's one of the most intriguing shifts that comes with aging. Your circadian rhythm is like an internal 24-hour clock synced to light, darkness, and your daily habits. In your 20s or 30s, it might have kept you up past midnight, waking you just in time for coffee and chaos. But as the years roll on, that clock starts ticking forward. By your 60s or 70s, your body might decide bedtime is 9 p.m. and wake up time. Yep. 3 or 4 a.m. It's not insomnia, it's a biological reset. You're still getting your 6 to 8 hours of sleep, they're just happening on an earlier timetable. I'll never forget Charles, a 68-year-old retired mechanic who came to me, puzzled. "Doc," he said, "I'm asleep by 9 and by 3 a.m., I'm wide awake. I feel fine, just out of sync with the world." We laughed about how he'd become the earliest bird in town, but it clicked when I explained advanced sleep phase. His body wasn't broken, it was on a new schedule. After retiring, his days got quieter, no more clanging tools, no more late dinners with the crew. He'd eat at 5:30 p.m., watch a little TV, and crash early. By 3 a.m. his sleep cycle was done, leaving him alert in the pre-dawn hush. What's driving this? It's a mix of biology and lifestyle. The suprachiasmatic nucleus, the tiny brain region running your circadian show, gets less responsive to light cues with age, nudging your rhythm forward. Add in quieter evenings, less social buzz, maybe a nap or two, and your body says, nighttime starts now. It's not harmful, but it can feel isolating, if the world's still asleep when you're up. Charles found his groove by tweaking his routine. He pushed dinner to 6:30 p.m., swapped TV for a book under warm light, and took a sunset stroll to keep his clock ticking later. It didn't erase the 3 a.m. wake UPS, but they slid closer to 5 a.m., which felt more human. Research backs this up. Studies like one from Sleep Medicine Reviews show that light exposure and activity timing can gently stretch that sleep window. If this sounds like you, don't fight it, flow with it. Experiment with evening rituals that keep you engaged a bit longer. A chat with a friend, a puzzle, or a warm bath can signal your brain to hold off on sleep mode. You're not stuck, you're just on a different wavelength now, and there's a quiet power in owning that. Reason 3, the body speaks physical discomfort and health signals. Let's get real for a moment. As we age, our bodies start whispering or sometimes shouting things they used to keep quiet. That 3 a.m. wake up? It might not be random, it could be your body tapping you on the shoulder, saying, hey, let's check in. Physical discomfort and health issues often sneak into the night, especially when everything's still, and your defenses are down. Think about it: arthritis stiffening your joints after hours in one position, a bladder that's less patient than it used to be, or a twinge of acid reflux from that late pasta dinner. These aren't loud emergencies, they're subtle enough to miss during the day, but bold enough to rouse you at 3 a.m. I've seen this with patients like Eleanor, a 76-year-old grandmother who'd wake up at 3:30 a.m., puzzled and groggy. She blamed old age until we traced it to a blood pressure med she took at night, sending her to the bathroom more often. A simple timing tweak with her doctor plus a hydration tweak cut those wake UPS in half. The stats tell the story. Over 50% of adults over 65 deal with chronic conditions like arthritis or diabetes, per the CDC, and many report sleep disruptions tied to them. For men, an aging prostate can mean more nighttime trips. Benign prostatic hyperplasia affects nearly 70% by age 70. For women, menopause's lingering effects, like night sweats, can linger into later years. Even meds, think diuretics or painkillers, can stir you awake with side effects you barely notice by day. But here's the silver lining: these wake UPS are your body doing its job, not failing you. That ache or urge? It's a signal, a chance to listen, and adjust. Eleanor started propping her legs with a pillow for arthritis relief, and cut back on evening fluids. Small moves, big impact. Research like a Journal of Gerontology study shows managing these triggers can boost sleep quality by 20 to 30%. So next time you're up at 3 a.m., ask yourself, what's my body saying? A heating pad, a med tweak, or a chat with your doc could turn those wake UPS into a health checkpoint, not a frustration. Your body's still your ally, it just needs a little teamwork. Reason 4. Habits that shape the night. How lifestyle sets your rhythm. Here's a truth I've learned over years in medicine: our daily habits are like invisible threads, weaving the tapestry of our sleep. For older adults, those threads often shift, sometimes without us noticing, pulling wake UPS to 3 a.m. It's not dramatic, it's the quiet accumulation of routine. Picture Walter, a 74-year-old I met post-retirement. His days softened: no more 7 a.m. commutes, no more late-night projects. He'd eat supper at 5 p.m., doze in his recliner by 7, and be in bed by 9. Come 3 a.m. he'd be awake, baffled. Sound familiar? Early dinners, less activity, evening naps, they signal your body that night's starting sooner. If you're asleep by 9, your 6 to 7 hours wrap up by 3 or 4 a.m. Simple math, profound effect. Then there's the subtle stuff: caffeine lingering from that 2 p.m. coffee, it takes longer to clear as we age, or a blood sugar dip from skipping an evening snack. A sleep journal study found that older adults with unstructured days often see their circadian cues weaken, drifting sleep earlier. Walter's fix? He added an afternoon walk, ate dinner at 6, and swapped naps for a book. His wake UPS slid to 5 a.m., aligning better with his life. Your habits aren't the enemy, they're the steering wheel. A brisk walk, a later meal, cutting afternoon caffeine, they can nudge your rhythm back. It's not about perfection, it's about noticing what shapes your nights, and tweaking it with kindness. You've got more control than you think. Reason 5. The heart's quiet voice. Emotional echoes at 3 a.m. Sometimes 3 a.m. isn't about the body at all, it's the mind and heart stepping into the spotlight. As a doctor, I've learned that aging doesn't just shift our physiology, it uncovers emotional layers we might have buried under busyness. In the stillness, those layers breathe. Take Gloria, an 80-year-old widow I adore. By day, she's a whirlwind, gardening, chatting with grandkids. But at 3 a.m., she'd wake, her mind drifting to her late husband, or worries she'd tucked away. It wasn't insomnia, it was her heart, whispering. This isn't rare. Studies in psychology and aging show older adults often process emotions at night, especially if daytime distractions fade. Loneliness can slip into shrinking social circles, quiet homes, they amplify that 3 a.m. stillness, turning it into a canvas for reflection. Gloria found peace by journaling those thoughts, nothing fancy, just a few lines. She also added an evening ritual, soft music, or a note to a friend. Her wake UPS didn't vanish, but they softened, becoming moments of connection, not restlessness. If this resonates, don't push it away. Ask, what's stirring? A journal, a call to a loved one, a quiet prayer, they can ease that hum. These aren't interruptions, they're invitations to honor your depth. You've lived a rich life, let it speak. Final thoughts, listening to the night. So here we are, friends. We've walked through melatonin's fade, your clock's reset, your body's signals, your habits pull, and your heart's quiet song. What strikes you most? For me it's this: those 3 a.m. wake ups aren't flaws, they're your body and soul, still alive, still adapting, still telling your story. You're not alone in this. Millions of older adults share this rhythm, and it's not about fixing it, it's about understanding it. Maybe it's blackout curtains, or a later dinner. Maybe it's a journal by your bed, or a chat with your doctor. Whatever it is, it's yours to shape. You're not just aging, you're evolving, and that's a gift. I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you'll try tonight? Drop it below. Your story inspires me, as much as mine might inspire you. Let's keep this journey going together. Sleep well, live well, and I'll see you soon.